Hi there, and welcome to This Day in History for March 11th. March 11th is the 70th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 71st in leap years, with 295 days remaining until the end of the year. We're still looking at tosspot words. Tosspot words are words coined by combining a verb and a noun like spitfire, shunpike, and scofflaw. In order for it to be a tosspot word, the noun has to be the object of the verb. So shut-eye is a tosspot word, but shut-in is not. Today's word is spoilsport. Spoilsport is a noun that means one who ruins other people's enjoyment. This word comes to us from some Old French and Latin roots. The earliest documented use of the word spoilsport is 1801. I'd like to take a moment to remind you that links to my research are included in the show notes. Ask you to go ahead and click that like button. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. You want to be sure and stay for the outtakes. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Remember that you can share this video by a link in an email or through your social media. And before we get into the chronology of the day, I'd like to announce that this is Johnny Appleseed Day. Johnny Appleseed Day is named after John Chapman, who lived from the 1770s to the 1840s. Popular legend has it that he went all over the place planting apple trees, just planting apple trees, but what he actually planted was nurseries with fences around them to protect them from wildlife. And with that, we're going to start with the year 1779, when Congress established the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to help plan, design, and prepare environmental and structural facilities for the U.S. Army. A Confederate Constitution was adopted by South Carolina, Mississippi, Florida, Alabama, Georgia, Louisiana, and Texas on March 11, 1861. Merciful heavens, the Great Blizzard of '88 hit the East Coast on March 11, 1888. Some places got as much as 55 inches of snow. That's almost 5 feet. More than 400 people died in this storm. It was so bad that New York City decided to move their trains and many of their utilities, like electricity and whatnot, underground. The trains had been on elevated tracks up to that time, and they began planning the subway trains that exist to this day. This is the birthday of Lawrence Welk, born on March 11, 1903. Fewer of us every day that remember him, but he was on TV every Saturday night of the world from 1955 to 1982. Mr. Welk lived to the age of 89. On March 11, 1918, a soldier at Fort Riley, Kansas, reported to the base hospital complaining of sore throat, fever, and headache. By noon, over 100 more soldiers reported similar symptoms. This is believed to be the beginning of the historic flu epidemic that came to be known as the Spanish flu. Before it was all over, the Spanish flu killed an estimated 20 to 50 million people worldwide. It came to be known as the Spanish flu because of the shockingly high number of deaths in Spain, estimated to be about 8 million. A little World War II news now. In 1941, President Franklin D. Roosevelt signed the Lend-Lease Act into law, allowing American-built war supplies to be shipped to the Allies on loan. This is the birthday of American singer, songwriter, producer, and conductor Bobby McFerrin, born March 11, 1950. He's the Don't Worry, Be Happy guy. Don't worry, be happy now. Mikhail Gorbachev was picked to succeed Konstantin Chernenko on March 11, 1985. On this day in 1989, Sir Tim Berners-Lee submitted his proposal to CERN for an information management system which would eventually be developed into the World Wide Web. Cops, a documentary-style show that follows police officers and sheriff's deputies as they go about their jobs, premiered on Fox Network March 11, 1989. Cops kind of got their foot in the door because it was unscripted, and Hollywood was in the middle of a writer's strike that we talked about the other day. On March 11th, 1997, the Beatles' Paul McCartney was knighted by Queen Elizabeth II for his services to music. On March 11, 2009, led by the Prius, Toyota sold its 1 millionth hybrid vehicle in the United States. On March 11, 2011, an earthquake measuring 9.0 in magnitude struck 131 kilometers, or 81 miles, east of Sendai, Japan, triggering a tsunami that killed thousands of people. This event also triggered the second largest nuclear accident in history, and one of only 2 events to be classified as a level 7 on the International Nuclear Event Scale. And that's all I have for you today. As always, links to my research are included in the show notes. Thank you so much for watching. Give it a like if you enjoyed this video. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share if you found this interesting or entertaining. You want to share it so your friends will know what you know. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Back to the show. Fine, there's an outtake for you. All right, let's back that up just a little bit. Second verse, same as the first. And we'll probably leave that part out. Links to my show notes are listed in the resources. So many mistakes. I'm gonna have to look that up right quick. We're not going to go into all that. Okay. I don't know how all that's going to go together, or if it's even going to make it to the video. We'll just see. That's not going to go. Probably cut all that out. That'll all be laying on the cutting room floor. So I'll just do that whole thing over. That might not make it into the video. We'll see. Changing it up.